when you really, really, really care about something, its absence really, really, really bothers you. If you have a small desire and it's not coming, you have a small negative emotion. But if you have a big desire and it's not coming, you have a big negative emotion. And so it's about that. It's about going for a while, because you see, you can't stop doing step one. You can't stop asking for more, and your inner being's not ever going to stop finding the more that you've asked for and reflecting it to you vibrationally. So you've got to start reaching for more thoughts that do feel good. And the reason that most people don't do it is because the momentum of those negative thoughts is just longer practiced. Do you know a belief is just a thought that you continue to think? So that's why we start with deeper beliefs within you. We say, you were before this body, and you say, oh, that sounds good. And then we say, and you still are, even though you're in this body. If we can get you to just focus on the basics of it, then you'll begin to feel better. So it's not a bad sign when you feel bad. It's a good sign when you feel bad, because it means you've asked for something that you can have.
Okay. So I understand when you say that our desires like shoot the rocket and then it goes into the vortex and now it's becoming bigger and bigger. So I have ginormous vortex then. I mean, huge.
Yes, you do.
All kinds of crap in it.
Which is the story that we just told you. If it weren't that big and your inner being weren't there and your inner being didn't know it and your inner being wasn't attracting to itself on your behalf, then you would feel no negative emotion when you don't go.
So how do I go?
You have to start with things that don't matter so much. You have to show yourself that you are a creator. You have to find something, some thought that doesn't have so much negative accumulations of engines going in the opposite direction. You have to let the universe show you that it's aware of you. Let your inner being show you that you are an object of attention that is loved and being helped. You have to get off the subjects that have you paralyzed. You have to find some way to break the log jam. Find some way to get the momentum going.
I mean, I drink wobble juice. And I do try to, like, I guess, cope, but it doesn't work.
So when you say it doesn't work, which end of the track did you plunk an engine down on? Bonk. When you say I try to cope, which end of the train did you plunk an engine down on? So when you say I want it to get better, plunk. I don't think it will, plunk. But wouldn't it be nice if it did, plunk? I would like that a lot, plunk, plunk, plunk. Probably won't, plunk. But maybe, plunk, plunk, plunk. I think I won't think about it anymore now, plunk, plunk, plunk. I think I'll take a walk, plunk, plunk, plunk. So when you go to sleep at night, all the momentum stops. That momentum stops. This momentum doesn't. All that momentum stopped when you slept, because the part of it that was coming from your conscious mind is inactive. The part of it that your inner being is tending to still is going. Nice to know about that big vortex, isn't it? When you wake up in the morning, if you pick up an old familiar thought, plunk, then you don't allow yourself to get any of this feeling. It wouldn't take much. It would only take a day or two of when you wake up saying, wait a minute, the momentum stopped while I slept, and now I'm just going to do my best to not think about things, not get too serious about anything. It would not take long. All right, so we have some questions for all of you, especially you, but for all of you. Especially you, but for all of you. Do you understand the concept of momentum? Do you ever feel paralyzed in your own life? Do you ever get up with things that you need to do and just spin around in circles and don't really get anything done? And while it's happening, do you talk to yourself sternly? I should be getting something done. Does it help? Does it inspire you? So the question that you ask, such a good question, is how do I break the log jam? How do I break the log jam? The log jam that has already been established by my own thoughts. How do I break that? So you start with the basics of momentum. You start with some thought that doesn't have much resistance attached to it already, and you just concentrate on that thought, because a thought that is not contradicted will gather its own momentum. We want to demonstrate that with our train. You think your thought about anything, you choose one, plunk. Only think about that, plunk. Just focus on it. Don't take your eyes off of it. Whatever it is, just focus on it. Maybe it's money, maybe it's a lover, maybe it's sex, maybe it's eating something. Doesn't matter what it is, just focus on it. Just focus on it. Don't let your mind move away from it. Just focus on it. Just focus on it. And once you cross approximately the 1 minute mark, that train will start moving.